Hi everyone, welcome to YT Celebrity News. I'm here today with the incredible Ashanti, the multi-platinum R&B singer and actress. Ashanti, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to dive into the meaning and story behind your son Kareem's name. I know you've kept a lot of the details about your family pretty private, so this is a special treat for your fans to get a glimpse into that part of your life. Ashanti, thank you so much for having me. You were right. I do try to keep my personal life pretty private, especially when it comes to my son. But I'm excited to share the special meaning behind Kareem's name with all of you today. For those who may not know, Ashanti gave birth to her son Kareem in 2021. This was a deeply meaningful moment for Ashanti, as she had previously suffered a heartbreaking miscarriage a few years earlier. The birth of Kareem represented a new chapter of joy and hope for Ashanti after a period of profound grief. Ashanti, becoming a mom has been the most incredible and transformative experience of my life. When I lost my first pregnancy, it was absolutely devastating. I didn't know if I'd ever be able to have a child of my own. But then Kareem came into my life, and he has brought me so much happiness and purpose. He's truly my everything. I know a lot of people have been curious about the meaning behind Kareem's name. It's not a name we hear every day, so I'm sure many people wonder about the story and significance behind it. Can you tell us a bit more about why you and your partner chose this name for your son? Ashanti, absolutely. Kareem is actually a very meaningful name with deep roots in my family and cultural heritage. The name Kareem comes from the Arabic word, Kareem, which means noble, generous, and gracious. It's a name that has been passed down through the generations in my family. My grandfather on my father's side was named Kareem, and he was a really special and influential person in my life. He was a devout Muslim and a deeply kind and generous man, who always put the needs of others before his own. He was known in our community for his charity work and for his wisdom and guidance. When I was growing up, my grandfather Kareem was someone I looked up to greatly. So when I found out I was pregnant with my own son, it felt incredibly special and meaningful to continue that family legacy by naming him Kareem. I wanted my son to embody those same noble qualities, to be a generous, gracious, and noble person who uses his life to uplift and serve others. It was the perfect way to honor my grandfather's memory and pass on that family tradition. That's such a beautiful and meaningful story. I can imagine it must have felt like the perfect way to pay tribute to your grandfather's legacy. What are some of your biggest hopes and dreams for your son Kareem as he grows up? Ashanti, well, more than anything, I hope that Kareem grows up to be a kind, compassionate, and principled young man, someone who follows in the footsteps of his namesake and makes a positive impact on the world around him. I want him to have a deep sense of purpose and to use whatever gifts and talents he has to uplift and serve others. Of course, as his mom, I also hope that he'll be happy, healthy, and able to pursue his own passions and dreams. I want him to know that he has my unconditional love and support, no matter what path he chooses in life. At the end of the day, my greatest hope is simply that he'll grow to be a person of strong moral character, who leads with his heart and makes the world a better place. That's such a beautiful sentiment, Ashanti. I'm sure Kareem is going to grow up to be an incredible young man, following in the footsteps of his noble namesake. For parents out there who are trying to find the right name for their child, what advice would you give them as they navigate that process? Ashanti, that's a great question. Choosing a name for your child is such an important and meaningful decision. I would encourage parents to really reflect on the values, qualities, and legacies they want to pass down to their child. Think about the people in your life who have been most influential and impactful. Are there any names that hold special meaning or significance for your family? It's also important to do your research and make sure you understand the full meaning and cultural background of any name you're considering. Names can carry such deep significance, so it's worth taking the time to really understand where a name comes from and what it represents. Ultimately, I believe the right name for your child is the one that feels most authentic and resonant for your family. Trust your instincts and go with the name that just feels like the perfect fit. And don't be afraid to break from tradition or go with something a little more unique. The most important thing is choosing a name that you and your child can take pride in. That's fantastic advice, Ashanti. I really appreciate you taking the time to share the meaningful story behind your son Kareem's name. It's clear that he is a true source of joy and inspiration for you, and that you've put so much thought and intention into honoring your family's legacy through his name. Ashanti, thank you. I'm so glad I could share this special part of my life with all of you today. Kareem is the light of my life, and I'm honored to carry on my grandfather's name and legacy through him. I hope that in some small way, Kareem's story can inspire other parents to thoughtfully consider the meaning and significance behind their child's name. It's such an important decision that can have a lasting impact. Well, there you have it, everyone, a glimpse into the heartwarming story behind Ashanti's son Kareem's name. Thank you again, Ashanti, for your time and for so generously opening up about this personal part of your life. It's been a true privilege. And to all of you watching, I hope this video has left you feeling inspired about the power and meaning that can be found in a name. Naming a child is such a special responsibility, and it's clear that Ashanti has poured so much love and intention into honoring her family legacy through her son Kareem. Please like, share, and subscribe, and also leave a comment.